Welcome back to the channel, guys, and now we'll start with the map. Map is a container that stores key value pairs. Like for each key there is a assigned value. The declaration of map right here given map, and in angular brackets we write two data types. The first data type is for the key and second data type is for the value. Now, and for inserting the values we use this syntax, that is name of the map, in square brackets the key value, and here the assigned value. Now we can see that in map all the keys must be unique, and the keys are sorted in a stored in a sorted manner. Also, each key has a corresponding value. Now time complexity for insertion, deletion and search in map is big O of log n. Now you can see that in the declaration the first data type is for key and second is for value, and here we write name of map. Also, there are two types how we can insert elements. We can directly write value for the key, or we can use the insert function. Now accessing the values is also as simple like array. Now if do not exist and like yeah, this means that if the key does not exist in the map, like if this particular 10 key does not exist in the map and you try to access it, so what will happen? This operator will insert the key in the map and it will initialize it to the default value, like it may be 0. Now all the keys are unique, you know that. So if you try to assign the value, if you try to assign the value to the same key again, so it will not create double record, but it will just reassign the value. So the value for one previously was apple. Now another value mango will be reassigned, means apple will be removed and mango will be assigned instead of creating an another record. Traversal of map, we use range based traversal, and as it is a pair of key and value, we can access key by first and the value by second. Also we can traverse it using iterators. We just take a iterator and start from the beginning and increase it till it reaches the end of the map. Now dot find function is used to find the pointer to the number if it is present in the map. So it will return the iterator which is pointing to that particular element, and if the element doesn't exist, so it will return mp.end pointer, or we can say iterator. Now the count function tells us if the key is present in the map or not, and it gives result in boolean. Erase functions removes the key and along with its value also. The size function gives us its size, and empty function checks if the map is empty or not. Clear function removes everything from the map, and map also has lower bound and upper bound because the keys are stored in a sorted manner. Now map is famously used for counting frequencies. This is one of the famous example where map is used whenever we have to count the frequencies, like just take this vector where we have 1 comma 2 comma 1 comma 4 comma 3 comma 2 and so on. So what we'll do, we'll just create a map named frequency, and as we have to assign frequency for particular element, we can say that frequency is also integer and element is also integer, so we are creating map int comma int. Now what we'll do, we'll just traverse range based traversal for the vector, and whatever the element is, we'll just increase its value. So when first element will be accessed, so frequency of 1 will be increased, so it will become 1. Then next frequency of 2 will be increased, then frequency of 2 will become 1, and after that Again, when frequency of 1 is again increased, so frequency of 1 will become 2, and so on. It will give us this map will give us the frequencies of every element. Like you can see the final map, the frequency of 1 is 4, frequency of 2 is 2, frequency of 3 is 2, and frequency of 4 is 2. So this is how we count the frequencies. Similarly, we can also count frequencies of characters in a string. Now now coming to multimap. Multimap is literally same as map. The only key difference is duplicate values are allowed, which means you can keep duplicate keys. Now, that was the only difference for multimap. Now, coming to unordered map. Unordered map is also similar to set. Here, the key difference is it is not sorted. It also stores unique keys, but it is not sorted as it was sorted in map. In this, there is in a random manner, and unordered map uses hash table for storage. That is the reason the time complexity for every function is big O of n due to hash table. And also it is not guaranteed in worst case because there can be hash collisions. We use unordered map whenever we need fast lookup, like as it has less time complexity. So if we want to look for the value, like we want to store pairs and we want to look for the value urgently, then we can use unordered map. Unordered map supports all the functions as map, and also it does not have lower bound or upper bound because the keys are not sorted. So whenever and the thing is, whenever we want to count frequencies, the first thing should be unordered map. As unordered map has lesser time complexity, so we should always think of unordered map first. So yeah, that is it for this video. Now we'll just see code implementation once. Okay, so now we'll start with the code implementation. First, we'll include the header file map. Now I'll just declare one map of, let's say we want to store int, and I'll just name it mp. So, okay, we will just store int comma string. That will make us easy to understand. Now what I'll do, we'll insert some values. Here we will use both the syntaxes for insertion. This is one type of insertion, and this is another type of insertion. Okay, so we have declared map, we have inserted some values. Now we'll try to traverse it using a ranged based loop first. For let's say key is, then we will have key, that is key dot first, then and value is key dot second. Yeah, so this should give us the output. We have stored four records, and here we get four. Key is 1 and value is apple, key is 2 and value is banana, key is 3 and value is carrot, key is 4 and value is dog. Now I show you another traversal also. Let's say we want to traverse it using a iterator. First we'll point the iterator to the beginning, then we'll run it till it goes to the end, and we'll just increase it, and we can access search is and the value is second. Yeah, here you can see this is another type of traversal using an iterator. Now we'll just try to find an okay. I'll also show you what happens if we try to access an key that is not present in the map. So I'll just try to access, let's say, 10 mp of 10. We know 10 key is not present in the map, so let's see what happens. Okay, so it has not printed anything. Okay, so you can see it has stored a spacebar as a default in this. Let's say you want to see some value, so I'll just change the map type to int. Now you can see that, okay, just a minute. Now you can see that there are no keys stored. Now we'll see what will happen. Here you can see it has assigned the default value 0, and for string it was assigning a single space as a default value. Now count, we will try to use the count. First let me insert some of the values. For one, let's say I store 4, 2, 78, for 3. Okay, so I'll just try to use the count function. Okay, so first cout should give us false, that is 0, and second should give us true, that is 1. So it will, the output should be 0 and 1. Okay, here you can see the output is 0 and 1. Now we'll just try to use the erase function. Mp dot erase, I'll just try to erase 3, then I'll show you the size so that you can understand it has been erased. And then I'll also try to use clear function. Okay, so you can see first we have erased the three. So there are three elements, and we have there are three key value pairs, and we have removed one key value pair. So the size should be 2, and after that we have used clear, so everything should be clear and size should become 0. So output should be 2 and 0. Okay, here you can see output is 2 and 0, and it is working. So yeah, this is the map. I'll just also show you how to count frequencies once. We'll just try to declare one vector. So we 6, okay, so this is our vector, and first we need to include the header file vector. Now we'll just create a map of int comma int frequency for index of v. We'll just try to frequency of x plus plus, and we will try to access it. Okay, we can see that we have got the frequency for each element. Like frequency of 1 is 4, 3 is 1, 4 is 3. You can just check it in this array that the frequencies are correct. Now this is how we use map for counting the frequencies. Now multimap is literally the same thing, just the duplicate values allowed. Now we'll just try to implement unordered map once. First we'll include an unordered map header file. We'll comment out this code. The main key thing I want to show about unordered map is just one thing, that it stores the value in unsorted manner. I just want to show that. So just a minute. Okay, so we are just storing some key value pairs, and we will try to access them. You can just see the output of unordered map storage. Here you can see it has stored the values, but they are not in a sorted manner, as it is unordered map, so they will not be in sorted manner. And the time complexities for all the functions in ordered map will be big O of n. because it stores in hash table, and it is not guaranteed big of 1 always in the worst cases because there can be hash collisions. So this was it for map, multimap, and unordered map. You can check out other functions and many more things for yourself. I'll see you in the next one.